Are you missing the silent signs that your child's stress is building month after month, even when everything looks fine on the surface?
Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Hello, and welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. I'm Ethan Foster, and today we're looking at hair cortisol as a window into long-term stress in children with chronic illness and what those patterns mean for mental health.
I'm Alara Sky. You'll hear how a simple 3 centimeter hair sample can reflect roughly 3 months of cortisol history, why repeated sampling matters more than one-off tests, and how you can act early with targeted diet and lifestyle steps that were outlined in the research we're discussing.
Let's start with prevalence. 1 in 4 children lives with a chronic physical illness, conditions like asthma, epilepsy, diabetes, and juvenile arthritis. So, stress is not an edge case. The difficulty is that many kids mask it well. Hair cortisol provides a non-invasive biomarker to detect that hidden load and to track change over time.
The long view is crucial. Blood or saliva only capture a moment. Hair preserves a timeline. In a 4-year study, researchers paired periodic hair samples with caregiver reports. Nearly a third of participants showed unusual cortisol trajectories that aligned with later anxiety, withdrawal, or behavioral problems compared to children with steadier profiles.
3 distinct patterns stood out. Some children stayed consistently high, others consistently low, and a third group shifted from high to lower over time. The always high pattern signaled the greatest risk for ongoing internalizing and externalizing symptoms. Your child's system locked in alert mode without relief.
Consistently low is not automatically good news. Chronically low cortisol can mark a system that's been overdriven so long it's blunted. What looks calm may be burnout. These kids often struggle with fatigue, low drive, and trouble adapting to new stressors, which can be just as disruptive as the always high profile.
The hopeful pattern was high to low across months or years. Those children generally showed fewer symptoms than the always high group, suggesting adaptation and resilience. The point is trajectory. Change in the right direction indicates recovery potential, so you want to watch the slope, not just the snapshot number.
Timing matters. Symptoms didn't always show up immediately. Cortisol arcs predicted later outcomes. That means you don't have to wait for visible struggle before acting. If a profile looks risky early, you can support the system now and reduce the chance of depression, disruptive behavior, or withdrawal later on.
Let's ground the biology. Cortisol regulates energy use, immunity, and brain signaling. Too high for too long disrupts mood, sleep, and focus. Too low leaves you underpowered for everyday stress. The hippocampus and prefrontal cortex are sensitive to these levels, and imbalance can impair memory and self-control. Meanwhile, an overactive amygdala amplifies fear and threat processing.
There's a second line of evidence from a clinical population. Children referred for mental health care, whether for disruptive mood dysregulation disorder or other diagnoses, showed significantly higher hair cortisol than healthy peers. The elevation cut across diagnoses, indicating a broad chronic stress burden regardless of whether irritability was prominent.
Within those clinical groups, irritability didn't track neatly with cortisol level. A child might not appear more irritable, yet still carry a high physiological load, which is why relying only on outward behavior can miss hidden strain. Age patterns also emerged. Younger children with disruptive mood dysregulation tended to have higher cortisol, with some decline as they got older.
Sex differences were not significant among healthy controls, suggesting boys and girls can show similar hair cortisol levels at this stage. That's practical. If you're considering testing to clarify hidden stress, it can be informative across the board and doesn't hinge on sex as a differentiator.
If you're asking what to do with this information, start with quality carbohydrates and cut ultra-processed foods. The guidance emphasizes avoiding products loaded with linoleic acid and high fructose corn syrup because they disrupt the gut microbiome, drive endotoxin production, and can elevate cortisol and inflammation. Food quality is central to stabilizing stress biology.
Many families face a compromised gut microbiome, and that changes what healthy carbs feel like. If fiber-rich foods cause distress, begin with gentle, easy-to-digest options, such as whole fruits and white rice. In severe gut cases, using dextrose water temporarily provides simple carbohydrate energy before reintroducing fiber-containing foods.
Fermented foods, homemade yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, support microbial balance tied to emotional regulation and stress resilience. Hydration deserves equal attention. Even mild dehydration can trigger temporary cortisol spikes, especially in the late afternoon. So consistent fluid intake is a small lever with outsized impact.
Daily habits move cortisol too. Teaching the 4-7-8 breath, inhale 4, hold 7, exhale 8, can quickly shift your nervous system toward calm by stimulating the vagus nerve. A few rounds are often enough to downshift from fight or flight to a more regulated state you can feel in real time.
Interaction with pets is another fast-acting lever. Gentle petting increases oxytocin and lowers cortisol. It's a reliable way to offset stress during hard days. If your home and schedule allow, animal companionship can become a built-in buffer, but even short, regular contact delivers measurable benefit.
Protect the evening. Blue light from phones and tablets after sunset suppresses melatonin and keeps cortisol elevated when it should be falling. Turning devices off an hour before bed and switching to warmer, softer lighting helps restore your sleep-wake rhythm and supports next-day mood and focus.
Finally, make room for activities your child genuinely enjoys. Music, crafting, gardening, anything that reliably sparks interest, acts as a direct signal of safety and helps recalibrate stress circuits. Joyful engagement isn't fluff. It's a practical input that supports the shift from high to healthier cortisol over time.
Here's your challenge based on today's discussion. Schedule a hair cortisol test within the next month if chronic illness is part of your child's life. And for the next 7 evenings, turn off screens 1 hour before bed while practicing 3 rounds of 4-7-8 breathing. Add 1 fermented food serving each day and choose whole fruit or white rice instead of ultra-processed snacks.
Thank you for watching Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.